Good morning and welcome to the Women in Leadership Body, Mind, Soul, and Business podcast. I'm Charlie.
And I'm Heather. Together, we're working to connect women in leadership and business to build relationships and empower each other, improving the health and wellness of our community, body, mind, and soul.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We have kind of a different kind of thing going on today. We are going to talk to you guys about our mission, our vision, our philosophy, where we started and where we're going.
Honoring ourselves and what it means to take the next right step.
Yeah, taking the next right step has kind of been our theme.
And that's
lately.
How we got here to 20 episodes.
20th
Welcome to the 20th episode. I have goosebumps. I'm so excited.
Yes.
Like we had no idea that when we were bored on Fridays and we're like, how do we connect more to our community? That's how we got here. This was just the next right step. The next right step. We didn't have any idea of how we would get to the next right step. We just keep taking them. And so we've gone from only being live on Facebook to having a beautiful, amazing sound.
Like a full podcast production. Yeah, in just, 20 episodes now. And we're so excited to continue our mission. And we have a really big vision. And the reason why our, philosophy and why we do things is to help build our community and support one another and empower one another to continue going and taking that next right step.
Where a lot of us in the time we are in right now have had to learn to work from home, learn to get up every day and hustle from home. And we each are facing different struggles, but it's all the same struggles. And we can all have a foundation and grow together. And we can meet each other at the different spots that we are and help each other grow and support each other's businesses and let each other shine where they shine the most.
Right. Because we want all of our friends, everyone in our network. We want our women leaders, our entrepreneurs, our community members to be empowered and inspired. And we feel like our voice is something that can help so many people. And we hope that listening to our podcast helps you, empowers you. And it is one step at a time. We're still learning and growing every single day. And we're always working on that next right step. We're always working on self-improvement as well as improving as a business and as a community.
Yes.
So
yes, we are, we sit down and goal set together. We sit down and make sure that we're planning our self-care.
We hold each other accountable. Have you taken care of yourself today? Have you taken your meds? Have you eaten today? Making sure everybody is well cared for within our community starts with just those little things.
Even reach out. Did you reach out to your doctor about that?
Yes.
That you keep saying that that's bothering you. Maybe you need to, and then you don't realize that something's been bugging you for weeks or
right.
days, like, and then you can take care of it. Right. So taking things off each other's plates and getting each other ready to also focus on business growth and helping our business community and how can we show up and do that.
Yes. So, and showing up is step one.
Yes.
Showing up for yourself.
Yes.
And showing up for what you said you were going to do.
Super hard.
And it
and
is
then
hard.
Honoring yourself if you didn't, like not beating yourself up for it. Like, why didn't I show up? Like, what is my barrier? How can I do better next time? Like, it's not to beat ourselves up for not doing it, but to learn so that we can do better so we can do it. Like, if that's who I want to show up as, and I want to do these things, then what is stopping me from getting there and examining that?
Right. So we're going to be talking about all these things today, and it's going to get real. It's going to get deep. We've got our tissues handy. We've got our coffee. So grab a cup of coffee, sit down with us, maybe grab a notepad. I don't know. It might be noteworthy. Who knows? Because we come with notes, but our voice and what we're saying is real and authentic. I mean, this is just an outline. It doesn't tell us word for word what to say.
We want to
be in the moment. It's real, authentic, and we want
real. Using our voice is important to both of us.
Yes, and we want you to be able to use your voice. And mistakes will be made, and that's okay. If we're always learning and growing, and there's always room for growth and improvement. And if you guys have any ideas for us, we're
open to that. After 20 episodes, you've seen the growth, I would hope.
Yeah.
Like I see it, but I mean, hopefully you do too. But every week we try to improve in some way. Usually like right after we have our podcast, we brainstorm what went good. Oh, we didn't like the way that went. What can we do about it? Mm-hmm. So we've learned a lot as we've grown, and I'm learning to look at you guys and not look down so much, like we're just growing as individuals and growing for our business and growing at who we are, stepping into the community. Yeah. We're sharing who we are more instead of hiding inside ourselves.
Right. Again, letting our voices be heard. And it is scary, and it is opening up for vulnerability.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and start with today's meditation. Excellent. We're on day 15 of Meditations from the Mat by Rolf Gates and Katrina Kensington. Take a few deep breaths. Let the body calm. If you're sitting, uncross your legs, both feet on the floor, sitting up nice and tall.
If you're driving, don't close your eyes.
Yeah, keep your eyes on the road and just listen to the words. In a state in which the aspirant is one with the object of his meditation. B.S. Iyengar describing samadhi. I recently read a description of the training at Crazy Horse the famous Sioux warrior received as a young boy. During the day, he would roam the plains with his friends, learning to hunt, ride, and take care of himself, while also providing food for the less fortunate in his community. In the evening, his father would question him closely on every detail of what he had seen that day. Which side of the trees had lighter bark? Which side had more regular branches? What was the meaning of the jay's call? When the swallows flew, were their mouths full or empty? A 19th century Native American living on the plains knew the medicinal properties of more than 2,000 plants. The manner in which this education was achieved was simple. The young Native American was expected to pay attention to the living beings in his world, to actually see what he was looking at. In yoga, the first step when we enter a posture is to establish our gaze. Our eyes literally rest at one point. The gaze is mindful. We are meant to actually see what we are looking at. Yoga uses the senses, sight, sound, sensation, to bring us into the present. This practice of drishti, or gaze point, is the same as the old Native American practice of teaching children to see what they are looking at. As a species, we have a wondrous heritage of connectedness, of communion, of being present, of celebrating the fact that we are at once engulfed by and at one with the divine. Our yoga practice allows us to participate in this tradition. Our willingness to see what we are looking at allows us to perpetuate it. I'm going to reread this one sentence, and I want you guys to think about it. As a species, we have a wondrous heritage of connectedness, of communion, of being present, of celebrating the fact that we are at once engulfed by and at one with the divine. Take a couple more nice, slow, deep breaths. Go ahead and open your eyes. And then we'll talk about that for a minute. That is exactly, bam, why we're here, right?
I love how it always vibes together. Mm-hmm. I'm always like, what? Mm-hmm. I was not surprised when, I'm not surprised anymore. Like after 28 episodes, it just makes me so joyful. Mm-hmm. It creates such a happy feeling for me. I get goosebumps. I get excited. Like, it's just like, that's the next right thing we need to talk about.
Mm-hmm. And we've been reading the meditations from the mat in order. We've been reading the Path of the Yoga Sutras in order. And it's just really been spot on for what we plan on talking about that day, or whoever it is we plan on talking to that day. And I think it's really important that we just accept that and honor that and look at the synchronicities within everything that's happening and everything that's going on, because that is going to project us into the future.
And I really feel like if you're listening, if you are watching, if you are hearing this, it is the right time for you to hear it.
Yes.
Yes. Right? Because yes. I feel like as we're stepping into this is the right time for us even to delve into these topics, to talk about things, to figure out how we're going to show up in this space. Right. And how do we keep being us in this space?
Which leads us right into our core values. We started this podcast because we are helping empower women leaders in our community step up and heal generational trauma, face their fears, and empower them to do the things in life that are most fulfilling for them. Right? That's your business.
Reread that. Right? Say that again.
Helping empower women leaders in our community step up and heal generational trauma, face their fears, and empower them to do the things in life that are most fulfilling for them. This creates a ripple effect of movement and positive growth for our entire community, body, mind, soul, and the power of doing business together.
That's it. That is what that is when we that's what we're stepping into. And that's what we're recognizing the community needs. Because the more we talk to you, the more you're like, yes, this is what we need. Thank you so much. And we want to say thank you for receiving our voices so well and giving such amazing feedback. We're in ways that we've never
even imagined. Not feedback. Even in our wildest dreams. I couldn't
have dreamed of this level of feedback. Like I couldn't see it because I couldn't dream that big. And now I feel like
your dream is so much bigger.
So much bigger.
Because our vision is so much bigger. Because our community is so much bigger than we could have ever imagined.
Repeatedly over the last few years, I've heard that message. Dream bigger. Dream bigger. You're not dreaming big enough. Dream bigger. Dream bigger. Like there's something bigger. So thank you. I really am having a great time in this space. It's not always easy to show up and be vulnerable. Some days, we're still moms. We don't get any sleep, or we have stresses.
There's a reason we drink coffee.
Okay. We always have coffee and hydration, and we take really high quality supplements to give us a good natural clean energy. Yes. And we show up and authentically who we are.
Right. Many times when you guys see us, we're not even wearing makeup. Like we brushed our hair, maybe, we took a shower, maybe.
We promise we have pants on.
Yeah.
It's just cold.
It is cold.
It's winter here.
It is winter. And this room we're in doesn't have a carpet. And, there's not really a whole lot of heat holding furniture in here. So it is a little chilly.
And these wonderful historic chairs.
Yes.
are leather.
Mm-hmm.
So they're little, hi, cold when you sit down in them in the morning.
Yes,
So,
I love these
but
chairs.
then they warm up and you feel like they're a warm hug, like as you sit in them for a while, like the you can feel the history in them.
Yes. So just in case you guys didn't know, this little table here in the middle, we've got it covered with a tablecloth. It at one time belonged to my great grandma. And then both of these chairs were in my grandpa's study. So they're really special for me. And they remind me of the people that I love. So, being surrounded by love and warmth, and that's exactly what we're here to do, is to share that love and warmth with you. And so we're gonna go through our
I just reminded of when Monica was telling you that you were surrounded by the love of your grandparents. And I didn't even correlate that you were physically incorporating them into the grounded, authentic who we are conversation.
Yeah.
It's all part of it.
Yeah.
Because if we're not comfortable, we wouldn't be able to have a comfortable conversation.
True.
Right.
Right.
So should we reveal our foot secret?
Oh, what's our foot secret?
That we never wear our shoes.
Oh yeah. So I'm actually wearing my slippers because my feet are cold. But during our podcast, we don't wear shoes most of the time. We'll be sitting here in our socks because we want to create that expression of comfort, of vulnerability, of
when I kick my shoes off and have a conversation with somebody, it's getting real.
Right.
So we want to bring that. And so it's just something we've noticed that we do. And that's when we get really authentic and grounded and ready to have the conversation, when the shoes are off.
When the shoes are off, right? Yeah. Because that is getting in there and really getting comfortable. And you have to be vulnerable in order to be comfortable.
Yes.
But it's getting past that comfort zone with the vulnerability that is the hard part. But hippopotamus, I digress.
Excellent.
We're going to talk about our mission, our vision, and philosophy for just a little bit. We believe in innovation. Women in leadership, body, mind, soul, and business is proud to foster a corporate culture that is inclusive, responsible, and empowering. Okay, that's why we're here. For our people, showing dignity and respect to all people and embracing different ideas with humility, encouragement, and support for others. As women in leadership, body, mind, soul, and business, we love to listen to our communities and employees for ideas and insight on what is important to them, allowing us to better serve our communities and empower our employees by valuing their strengths and allowing them to shine.
We all have things that we are good at.
We all have things that we are good at. And we all have things that maybe we should let somebody else take that from us. You don't have to be good at everything. We wear so many hats and our attention is spread so many different directions that you can take some things off your own plate by focusing on what you're good at and taking the things where you struggle and allowing someone who shines in that department handle that for you.
I was listening to a speaker talk last night, and she was talking about how she doesn't have a nanny, but she has a maid now. I need someone to help me clean my house, but I want to show up for my kids and be there every day. She's like, I don't fault people that have money and they have a nanny. You show up in a different way with your kids, right?
Right.
Like you.
What is the value of, you have to think to yourself, what is the value that having somebody else do this service for me provides for me? Time is valuable. Time with your kids, time with your family, super valuable.
Maybe instead of cleaning, you get to have an afternoon off.
Right.
I really, that's one of our core values of one of our guests, right? She really likes to give them a gift, right?
The gift of time.
The gift of time.
Integrity, behaving in a responsible manner, delivering as promised, and exhibiting open, honest, and timely communication. We do our best to communicate with our people the best we can, follow up,
and that's communication between us. It's communication with our community. It's communication with our families. And communication has so many tiers. And so if we're working on better communication as a whole, it's going to be better for all of our life, right?
Yeah, because Body, Mind, Soul, and Business is passionate about open and clear communication to our communities, delivering great quality product in a timely manner.
Oh, shoot.
It's exactly what is
look at my notes,
okay.
Right?
Results. Being driven to excel and deliver both superior community service and project results. Women in Leadership, Body, Mind, Soul, and Business is dedicated to delivering the best product available and a community of service that is unparalleled. We are here to support you. We are here to uplift you.
We had no idea how badly the community needs this kind of empowerment.
Yeah.
We need to be learning to talk to ourselves better. We need to be learning
to talk to each other. Better. We were so disconnected for so long that we forgot how to communicate with other people outside our tiny little circles, right?
And then when our four walls are the only things we see, then the rest of the world we think is like the four walls we have. Or you feel very alone in those four walls.
And it can go both ways.
All things that we want to work with, and it can go both ways in the same day.
Trust, speaking sincerely and honestly in all situations, always having the community's best interest in mind, and effectively building trusting relationships with communities, retailers, and fellow employees. Women in Leadership, Body, Mind, Soul, and Business works hard to build and maintain positive community relationships by being open, honest, and sincere. We take pride in having the community's best interest in mind. We do our very best to keep things positive, but also allow you to see things from a different perspective. We have been through a lot. Okay.
We may not have shared everything that we've been through.
I'm sure over time we'll probably share much, much more.
This couch gets real, but we have had specials about our PTSD and the different angles of PTSD. And
we all have issues in our tissues. We all hold emotions within our bodies.
And our own limiting beliefs.
Yes. Self-limiting beliefs. Oh my gosh. Which our Christmas Eve special is Hope, Faith, and Stories. And we're going to talk a little bit about self-limiting beliefs on that episode. So make sure you tune in for that.
Gosh,
just a quick plug.
Yeah, okay. Wow, I didn't realize how everything was coming together. I love it. This, this bigger vision and not being so attached to
how it happens,
the process, but and being open to where it needs to go.
Right.
It's a different feeling, and it's that faith piece.
Right.
And it's super amazing. And
we had a conversation just yesterday about how we're coming to the next gate and what that looks like and walking through that gate.
I loved how you used the never ending story.
Right. Okay. A Never Ending Story is one of my all-time favorite movies. I'm just going to nerd out a little bit there because I've always wanted to name one of my dogs Falcor. My husband won't let me. But,
baby Falcor.
At the Never Ending Story, and I haven't seen it in a while. I need a refresher, right?
Oh yeah. I feel like
Atreyu goes through this gate with these two big, Egyptian looking angel pharaoh things, and with laser eyes and all that stuff. And so he sees the little knight on his horse, and then there goes the knight, and then he's like, and now it's fear, right? That gate is fear. And I feel like that is kind of where we're at right now, and we're going to step through that gate. and through that fear and into the next right thing. We're honoring the next right thing, because a journey is a path with many doors and many directions. Okay. So being able to discern what the next step is.
Close the door and nail it shut behind you and walk forward.
Yep.
Sometimes the universe grabs you by the neck, pulls you through the door, slams it, and bolts it shut for you.
Yeah, it can go either way, right?
It could be a gentle door, or sometimes there's fast doors, but we need to keep, moving along the journey.
Teamwork. Performing in an outstanding manner as a team, successfully collaborating and leveraging the strengths of our members and supporting one another as well as their hopes and dreams, using each other's strengths by collaborating together to reach a common goal. We just recently brought B in as our producer. She is way better at the social media stuff than we are, and we're lucky to have her.
Oh my gosh.
And so she can handle a lot of that stuff, and she's learning how to do like video editing and all that stuff while we're we're all learning and growing together. So but that takes a lot of time and energy off of our plates, allowing her to do that. That's where she shines, and we needed help in that area, so it's like, yes, please.
Okay, it was like, cool. Now that she's doing that, it's opened up like a whole new doors for us. Like we can move on to like, oh, I don't have to spend my thoughts thinking about that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, or that was taking so much energy away from what I needed to focus on. Now I can focus on what I need to focus on and not have to worry about this energy over here anymore, because that was draining me, not filling me, and this is filling me, not draining, whatever it looks like. Innovation, developing and implementing ideas resulting in new or improved product, process, or service. Women in Leadership, Body, Mind, Soul, and Business is always building its resource bank with new products to better serve its communities. We are doing more and more every week. Just heads up, we started doing our reading a little bit differently. I'm going to be posting a recorded video onto our YouTube channel each week with the chapter. I just read through the chapter and then we'll discuss it.
And this week is transformation.
This week is transformation, and that's exactly what we're talking about. And is we have been growing and transforming.
Episode, like if you can't see the transformation, you're not paying attention. Like really, I mean, like if you put our first episode next to this episode, just the transformation is extraordinary, like the growth and the ability for us to talk and share with you and communicate with each other and not feel so
even our planning process, right?
And I'm not stuck to every word on the page like this anymore.
Right.
I'm getting there.
A little more practice and things like that. And we're growing and we're improving every single week. Balance, being good corporate citizens by leading our communities and giving back through volunteer service. Women in Leadership, Body, Mind, Soul, and Business works towards leading the community in a positive way towards acceptance and inclusion through various charities and events. We are working kind of behind the scenes with a bunch of different things. We've got a bunch of different groups that we are supportive of.
We do volunteer work.
We do.
We get out in the community and do things.
Support our community by stopping by with goodies sometimes.
Sometimes that's what we're doing. And I think that we also don't want to use that charity work in a way of, oh, look, we're doing charity work. So you might not like see the pictures, but that is part of our core of who we are. Like, we're not going to be out like, oh, I'm helping homeless people,
Right. We're not going to post pictures and selfies when we're out doing community service, because we're doing community service because we want to, and we want to support our community, not to make us look good.
That's right.
However, if you would like to donate to your local food bank, now's the time to do it.
Absolutely.
That is our cause of the quarter, this quarter. So support your local community. People, we are a company of exceptional people. Our values represent who we are and shape our interactions with our community and each other. Women in Leadership, Body, Mind, Soul, and Business is a company of phenomenal individuals. Our values represent who we are and shape our interactions with our communities, businesses, and each other. We are phenomenal people. We are building a team. It's not just us anymore. We've got B now. We're building a team. And
we have a few other people on the outskirts wanting to come in as soon as the next steps are happening.
Yes.
We plan to have a few more people in the team.
Mm-hmm.
There's room for growth here. We are very excited about what this means.
Yes. Industry leadership, women in leadership, body, mind, soul, and business influences the culture of women more often and across more channels because of our proactive leadership. We're not afraid to take risks and push to give our communities the best results possible. We are partnering with more service providers and programs on a continuous basis because we do not let fear get in the way of results for our communities. That means you. We're here to support you, uplift you, and empower you. If there is something that you need support in, let us know. We might be able to connect you with the right resources in order to help you with that support, whether it is a financial advisor or...
There's an app for that, meaning instead of app for that, there's somebody in our network for that, right? That's where we're headed, right? If we're not bringing someone on that needs to be on, which I don't feel like has been the case. I feel like since everything's been vibing and has a certain vibration, but as we grow, we want to continue to serve. So if there is something that you're not hearing, if you need to hear from a guest that we've had on before, like you want more of her story, or you need a little more from our bookkeeper, who do you want to have back on? You're going to see a lot of repeat guests coming up.
Because part of that building community idea is, not having a one-stop shop, where every episode is a different guest, which is fine and fabulous if we have new guests, but we want guests to come back so that we continue to build that community. We continue to learn a little bit more about their niche and what they're good at and where they've come from. And
we have more value than 15 minutes.
We do.
And so
you have more value than 15 minutes.
You shine for just a little bit. And there's so much more to you. Mm-hmm. And there's so much more to you. So there's so much more to me. You can't just put us in that box.
Right.
So we're going to have you back. We're going to have people back. We want it to be a community, and we want you to join the conversation. That's kind of our hope with doing the pre-recordings, is that you'll maybe join the discussion and you'll know what we're talking about ahead of time. And,
you mean the lives?
Yeah.
Join the lives, join the discussion on our Facebook page. We're happy to have you. We want to get to a point where we're just really engaging with our audience in a different way, with our community in a different way, that we can see those questions live and maybe answer them on the spot versus in a comment or whatever later on down the road, which we're happy to do, but we would like a little bit.
Let's level up.
Yeah, we're leveling up.
Come join the discussion.
Strength and inclusion and diversity. Women in Leadership, Body, Mind, Soul, and Business is committed to fostering an inclusive, accountable, and empowering culture that celebrates the differences of our diverse workforce and reflects our core values. We seek to create an environment where each associate can bring their whole true self to work with assurance that their contributions are heard, seen, and valued in a safe and accepting manner. We are actively pursuing these goals by focusing on the following areas. And then we've got a whole list of different things that, you know, we think about when it comes to inclusion and diversity, like associate development, personal development, making sure we do our self-care things every day, checking in with our coworkers about our team members about their self-care. Is there something on their list of, you know, things that they need to do?
How do we help them help each other focus on what we need, as well as what the group needs?
Yes, because you know, it's really a team. We're building a team. We're not building
like something pyramid that's led by one person, right? Or one activity, one focus,
right? There's many
focus is community, and so it's addressed a little different. So I would like to go ahead and move us into what's coming up.
Yes.
So over the next few weeks, it's holiday time, right? It's the end of the year. Everything's happening.
Christmas is in a little over a week, over a week.
So this Friday, we have author H.A. Bird coming in with to be our special guest here in studio.
Yes, she's going to be in studio with us. So looking forward to having her here.
Next week, we're going to mix things up a little bit. We are pre-recording a couple of specials that will air on Wednesday and Friday, like normal time-ish. And instead of being live, they'll be pre-recorded.
Right.
That's just so that we can have a little time with our family, but we're very excited. They're very quality episodes that Charlie and I've put together for you guys, right along the same lines. It's just amazing to me how much these topics are coming up, but you know, grace and kindness and gifts, and then hope, faith, and stories. So exciting. And then we'll be back live on the 29th with Leslie Rochelle.
Woohoo! I can't wait to have Leslie on with us.
She's our first international guest, I believe.
Yes.
So that's super exciting for us. So we're stepping right into that energy. We're going to basically September 29th, we are kicking off the run for the new year. Yes. And what are our goals going to be? So that leads us right into goal setting with Allie Jean live on the 31st. And then a business day, end of your business day Zoom party.
Woo-hoo.
So come Zoom party with us, and we're going to have some games, and we got some little planning going on there.
New Year's Eve, it'll be a little earlier in the day.
We're not talking like, we're not talking, the family celebration at midnight. We're talking just, the end of the business day. Like, let's come together.
We're going to hang out online for
a couple hours.
Yep.
Just a couple hours. We're going to plan some things to happen during that time, get a little dressed up. We're very excited. And then January 3rd kicks off the Women Empowering Women E-Summit.
Yes.
Super excited, and we hope that you are already over there, but if you're not over there on Facebook in the group, it is going to be a free event run in that group, so we want to make sure you get invited over there. Allie Jean is putting on an amazing summit for all of us, and we're very excited to be a part of that.
And the information for that will be attached to our links or in the comments below.
And we are booked out already to almost the end of January. And it looks like we're going to be adding in an evening episode. So stay tuned.
Again, some more feedback we've gotten was that more people want to be able to watch these lives. And the lives that we do are currently in the morning. I know, goosebumps. So we are looking into developing a evening episode once a week.
And, that helps to support women in our community that are working a day job and they're working their side hustle that they want to be their main hustle. So we're very excited to open up this new avenue. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, like more and more goosebumps. And as we've been getting ready for January and goal setting, Charlie and I have been putting together a 7-day goal setting motivational course.
Yes.
And if you want information about that and what that is, you can sign up for our e-newsletter. This is so new to us. It's so exciting. We learned how to do all these new things. That's part of having B come aboard, is like opened up the space for us to work on this. And we're very excited to be offering that, and that will come out in our newsletter and give you all the details of how to access it. So hit the link tree and sign up for the email newsletter. More details. Can't say those words.
We're still working on some of the finer details of the 7-day course training, but we're super excited about it, and we would love for you to join us. The first, it's a 7-day course, but it can also be done at your own pace. You don't have to necessarily log in 7 days in a row. Right. You can do maybe one a week for like 7 weeks, however you want to do it. Or, hey, I'm ready for the next step.
How hungry are you?
Yeah. Hungry are you?
Do you need it like boom, 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 boom? Or do you like, okay, I need that, but I'm going to put that out on my calendar for once a week because that's the pace I need it at. Because we're all different.
We're all a little different.
What's amazing about the journey is that we get to show up every day where we are on the path.
Yes. And, just continuing to learn and grow along the way. But if you are interested, we are seeking sponsors for the podcast. So if you would like to be a sponsor, shoot us an email at womeninleadershipbsmb@gmail.com. And if you have any questions,
we have a sponsorship letter, like what it is. What does that mean? How does this look? What do you think? It's all in there. We have a letter for it now. We're all ready for you.
We're all ready for you. And we are really looking forward to continuing to grow and support each other in various ways. So if you're interested in any of that, please reach out to us, let us know, and we will find a good fit.
Right, exactly.
There's different options.
So be sure to follow us on social media at Women in Leadership BSMB, and download and listen to us on your favorite podcast location. If you are interested in joining us on the podcast, definitely
come be our guest. Our guest. Yes, we are a little silly, but that's okay. That's just authentic.
We are authentically. So thank you so much for joining us today at the Women in Leadership Body, Mind, Soul, and Business podcast.
We loved having you. Thank you for joining us. Namaste.